Western Conference Podcast. We are back, and I'm telling y'all, we bringing you these guests that not a lot of people's gonna get. And when you can say Rich in Tone and not even have to say the last name, you know you in the presence of greatness. Give it up for my brothers Rich and Tone Talauega one time, baby.
What's up,
y'all?
Cisco? What's
Big
up,
body?
What's up, Big Goose?
And how ironic that we doing this on the King of Pop's birthday, Michael Jackson, man. Shout out, happy birthday to him. But
Happy birthday.
Come on, man. It's good to have you guys in here.
Man, dog. I mean, it's
a
been a
pleasure
while.
to-
It's
it's a
about
pleasure to be
time.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Right? Took you long enough.
Thank you for the invite.
And I say that because you know you guys are in town. We went to go check out the birthday celebration down there in Mandalay Bay.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. I felt like I was a kid again.
Hey,
I was
yeah,
over
man.
there singing. Rich sitting next to me. I'm over there singing, and he's like, "Okay, sis." I'm like, "Bro, all these songs we done grew up on." But just to
Yeah.
kind of have like your whole history, because that's what we want to do here at Western Conference Podcast, is tell the story. You know what I mean? And
right.
see how the humble beginnings came about, because everyone always said, who are the two poly dudes in all these videos? You know, everyone was like, man, who's the dude with the long hair? And that's why, to bring you guys here, that I want to tell you guys' story. And that's why Rich and Tone being here on the Western Conference Podcast is big.
That's what's up. Hey, man, first of all, enough respect to you, Big Body.
I appreciate you,
man,
brother.
for
Appreciate
doing what
you.
you're doing and repping our people, man,
Yeah.
on this level, man. And then, you know, it's amazing because Tony and I have been doing this for quite some time,
Yeah.
as you know.
Yeah, many moons.
And it's really good to see our people evolve into
Yeah.
other platforms. And I mean, our humble beginnings, born in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Raised in Richmond, California.
Come on, North Richmond to be
North
exact.
Richmond,
No, to be
California.
exact.
Shout out to everybody back home. But raised in a bit, you know, it was proper immigrant Polynesian upbringing, right?
Yeah.
About 16 and 17 in the crib.
Yeah.
There was the immediate brothers and sisters. Aside from that, the cousins, uncle, you know, whatever. And it was pretty hardcore up in North Richmond. This was like, what, early 80s, you know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy to hear y'all say that, because when you think about the Michael Jackson stuff, you think about all the resume. These are some boys from the Bay Area, some Samoan kids that just was
right.
doing what they do. And that's why, like, kids watching this now can say, wait a minute. Because they want to know this story. North Richmond representing, Bay Area representing, San Francisco.
To the fullest.
Just to have that. You guys still rep it to this day.
That's right.
But tell me how growing up in Richmond, you know, dancing in the church, because normally it's the singing in the church.
That's right.
Yeah.
But y'all was doing the whole complete opposite where you were dancing. Tell us about that.
I mean, I think Tony and I can definitely go back and forth with this, but I'll start
Yeah.
with a little bit. As you know, we were kids during the early 80s,
Yeah.
right? And so the early 80s, it was a big street dance explosion that
Yeah.
was going on in the United States of America, right? New York, you had breaking, and the West Coast was popping,
Yeah.
locking, waving,
Yeah.
roboting shields and all that. So our older brothers, Sam and Comer, man, they were all into it.
Yeah.
You know, they used to come to the house. Heavy playing Planet Rock. I think that was like our first big hip hop track that we ever been bought, a Planet Rock, and they were doing these routines, man, right?
Yeah.
Which ended up becoming what we know as the Bay Area style of the Connect.
Yes.
You know, the strutting style,
Yeah.
right? Which was born in San Francisco.
Absolutely.
Right. So our brothers was doing this, and you know what was really popular in Richmond was the roboting style, right?
Yeah.
What they were calling it shields. So we, as little kids, we was just watching them growing up, man, and you know, it was something about that and the culture
Yeah.
of our heritage, right?
Absolutely.
Samoan dancing, growing up, and of course, a lot of this stuff was communion up in the church. You know what I mean? So like, you had the church, you had the culture,
Yeah.
and then you had the street dance culture. So I think that was three things big time that inspired Tony and I growing up, and we just kept up with the trends.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
pretty much what it was. And out of the 80s, you know, we went into the late 80s, early 90s, and it was the trendy dance
Yeah.
era. And so we kept up with that. But, you know, we started off as a dance crew. Our brothers in Housing Authority. That's our dance crew.
Yeah.
And we just did shows all over the Bay Area, man. And
Anything that popped up, man, we tried to be a part of, whether it was a talent show. We was doing all this stuff for free.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we were just kids having fun. You know, we just fell into something that felt good to us. But from the beginning, you know what I'm saying, I would say, you know, as we all know in Samoan culture, Polynesian culture, music and dance
Yeah.
is a part of our DNA. So what the kids were doing outside of our household, right? Obviously, in the household was strictly Polynesian.
Yeah.
Right? Spoke Samoan. You did the dance, you went to church, you did all that, right? But when you went to school with your friends, right, you had that a little bit, you know, that culture in your back pocket. But we started getting involved with what all the brothers was doing.
Yeah.
That's
Right, going to the house parties. The house parties
That's it.
is where we kicked it off.
That's where you showed the talent. That's where you showed the new moves off.
That's where we started feeling like, okay, people were loving what we were bringing to the table, right? And big shout out to our dance crew, because I gotta say, everybody, man, it's like, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have kept up with the trends.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, we had great taste, right? But we also learned a lot more knowledge of the street culture through our friends.
Yeah.
Right? Through the neighborhood in North Richmond. Right? All the house parties, though. I got to go back to that, because that was the beginning.
But that's when house parties were house parties.
That's right.
Real house parties.
That's when you see the kid and play house parties, those type of house parties where people were dancing and doing all that.
That's right. But also, I'm sorry to cut you off, but also what was crazy too is that when we started going out to the clubs,
That's what I'm talking about.
Oakland, Berkeley, and San Francisco,
huge scene,
man, bro, especially in Frisco.
Yeah.
This is during like the height of the rave era.
Yeah.
Right. So you had hip hop clubs, and then you had this stuff that was called raves, where you had to call a number.
Yeah.
And get an address. This is before
secret society.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
and
real.
then you end up in some like warehouse, and it was just like bumping all night, and those dance circles.
Yeah.
We were those kids that would go in those dance circles and battle or just dance
And turning them out.
and turn them
Yeah.
out, man. You know what I'm
Well, how was it accepted? Like, growing up in the church, like, how many ass whoopings was well, I'm not gonna see, like, I mean, no, there had to be some where you guys had to say, okay, because was it accepted with the family that would be something you guys were gonna do?
Well, I don't think our family in the very beginning, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I love my family too.
Yeah.
Right. But they never really, I wouldn't say, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, they never really supported what we were doing outside of the culture.
Yeah.
Because my mom and dad, they ruled the house with an iron fist.
Yeah.
So it was straight Polynesian culture, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right.
And church.
And church.
Yeah.
Right. And that was it.
And that's all they knew. That's all you were supposed to know at that time.
That's it.
Yeah. Which was cool. They came from an old school background.
Yeah.
But, we were trying to show that, there's more to that.
Yeah.
You come to the United States, man, there's a lot of opportunities out here.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I'm glad that we actually took a chance. Yeah, we got some ass whoopings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time. Big
Sneaking
time.
out the small little window.
Yeah.
We would sneak out.
We were
To the
small
raves.
enough to
To the raves.
raves.
Yeah.
We were small enough to fit through this window. We probably can't fit through it no more. But back in those days, man, it was schooling for us.
Yeah.
Going
right.
to these clubs, going to these house parties, anything that had a dance floor, we was there.
Yeah. So every opportunity you guys had at that point, you guys were just trying to be in the circle.
That's right.
That's it.
Trying to
That's
show
right.
what you guys do. But at home, were you and Rich just kind of saying, look, practicing our dance moves? Like, were you guys each other's biggest critic
Yeah.
before you guys stepped out?
I would say this is what's crazy is that I'm the one. I was like the one that was really into it since like elementary.
Yeah.
And then my brother got into it, a little later because we were obviously 2 years apart to a degree, and we both had our own sort of set of friends. But when my brother started getting older, he started getting more into it, and I just like realized his talent, man. I was like, God damn, little bro is getting off. You know what I mean?
But that had to be something for you to be like, okay, now my little bro's with me.
That's right.
Because at first it was like, I have brothers as well too. They're not always into the things that we're into.
That's right.
So for Tone to come over to the dance side, you were like, okay, we
right.
can do some things.
Yeah, because I was skating.
Yeah.
I was skateboarding at that time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If
dude.
that was a thing, back then, like now it is now.
If they had X Games back then, Tone was on.
I probably would have stuck with it.
Yeah, Tone was hard
Yeah.
with it too. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but you're influenced by the crowd that you
Exactly.
and I
Surroundings.
I was surrounded around really good people.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he used to bring his friends over. He used to practice right in front of the house. I mean, our house was the entertainment mecca.
Yeah.
Because when we were practicing in front of the house, we had all the neighborhood kids that used to just come and hover
Just
around
hang,
in front of
man.
our
And they kind
house.
of knew that was the spot.
Bro,
Yes,
that
it
was
was.
it. That was
Yeah.
it. And the front yard was we would let them in. We'll play the music. That's one thing that I think that was cool about Moms and Pops, man, was that they saw that they really couldn't control us too much to a degree with what kind of friends that we attracted, right? I know what I'm speaking to. And
as long as y'all wasn't getting in trouble, it was like he was doing that. That kept you guys out of the street.
So
Yes.
with that being said, our house was right around the corner from a few dope tracks.
From the hood.
You know what I'm saying? Like hood, bro.
We're talking North Richmond. I mean, I don't know if you guys understand the severity in Bay Area.
Yo.
Richmond is rough.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you just hear the word Richmond in like today. I mean, we'll get to that still to this day.
Yeah.
But you guys having that as, you know, an out for staying away off the streets. I think that's was mom and dad's thing. Okay, as long as they staying out of trouble. I mean, we all get in trouble sometimes, but that whole thing what you guys were dancing, okay, look, as long as we can see them there in front of the house, let them do what they want to do.
And that's right. And, you know, just as long as we always were ready to go to church, you know, and when we were old enough to get our own jobs and just, you know, contribute to the family fund, Fa Lava Lavas, for those Samoans who know what that is, who knows that is. But, you know, another beautiful thing about that is that our community, like although we were around the corner from, you know, stress and strife and, you know, drugs and whatever, the brothers supported us, man. Like I can't tell you how good it felt to be able to dance. Walk down the street, and you hear some of the homies like, "Yo, bust a move for your cousin right quick." And we would just bust a move, and they'd be like, "That's
watch out there now.
That's my brother. That's you know, that's my cousins right there. You know what I mean? You know, the street talk. And what's funny about that, right, is that for all of us that survived the ghetto, the hood, you know, for all of us that survived to this day from that part of Richmond, you know, they are so proud to see, see two brothers that they grew up with, right, actually follow their dream, and succeed and make it to a degree.
Come on,
you know what I mean? Like sometimes it brings tears to my eyes whenever I come home and I see some of the ones that are still around, without being caught up from, you know, the streets and jail and all that. Man, just to give them a hug, just to know that, man, we came up from the same soil, we still the same. You know, we ain't but we come and they look at us as like, man, y'all did it, you know, y'all did it.
And that's something like I love about you guys because, you know, family is everything, and that kind of taught you guys that no matter what, you know, whatever peak that you guys went, always came back home.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You guys were the Richmond boys. You know what I mean? And it was something for the city to be proud of, to say, that was on, you know, tour Michael Jackson, Super Bowls. Like, we'll get into all that, but I'm saying to have Richmond just say that's one of our own, that's two of our own. But you guys still come back home.
Still,
you know, to the family functions where, you know, it was something that we all got together, but it was something that you guys came back to Richmond.
That's right.
And kind of needed that when you guys went back out into the world that you guys were in.
That's right.
So we're gonna get to that because you guys are doing the dancing and the raves. When does the whole thing where somebody discovers you to say, okay, these guys could do some things?
It was in Oakland, California.
Oakland, California.
Come on, man. The Bay is in the building for real.
Bay, baby.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, all that fateful day in Oakland, man, was at this club. It was a record release party.
For a local artist.
For a local artist called Mandingo. MC
Shout
Mandingo. Wherever you are,
shout out.
Thank you for having that day because
that's right.
That was the day that changed our life.
See, but, that's crazy. So this was at a record release party in Oakland.
It was.
Yep.
And
underage.
Come on.
By the way, Tone
2020, and we snuck in through the back door. And that was basically usually our way in was the back door.
And back in those days, to get into the club, you had, if you were didn't have no money and were a little underage, you showed up with the DJ carrying the crates of records.
Getting the crates with them.
So we helped.
That was your way in.
Some of the DJs. So yeah, this is my boys. They gonna stay. We stayed. We were there. It was so good. It was so early. The sun was still up.
So MC Mandingo's record release party. You guys were sneaking in through the back. What happens next?
So we walk in, and the way we found out about this was that the MC had backup dancers that was from our crew.
Oh, wow.
So that's how we found out about it. And
that was the connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they called us. They was like, hey, man, we can sneak y'all in through the back. Come through. So we piled up in one car. I was like laying. I was in the back laying on 3 people. You know what I'm saying? Real illegal.
Yeah.
But we made it. But we get in. You know, nobody on the dance floor. Everybody just mingling. You know, that adult shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody just minding their own business. They playing some dope music. We looked at each other. It was like, hey, man, let's just take over the dance floor.
Yeah, let's do what we do.
We started the party.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, 2 hours in, we gigging.
With big circle.
Everybody started crowding around us.
Yeah.
And one of the people within the crowd by the name of Travis Payne, who was Michael Jackson's choreographer at that time.
Wow.
Right?
Him and Lavelle Smith.
Yeah. So shout outs to Travis and Lavelle. He was watching us the whole night.
Yeah.
That's right.
And obviously, you know, as
but didn't even know you guys at all.
No.
At all.
Okay.
Never seen us. Never even heard of us. Nothing. So, towards the end, a friend of his came up to us. Was like, I have a friend that wants to meet you guys. He thinks you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
You do you guys mind if I introduce y'all? He's like, yeah, whatever. So we, didn't
think nothing of it.
Man.
Yeah,
we kids, man, at the
None
time.
of it.
So we was like, yeah. He comes over. I remember he had this tour coat, Janet Jackson tour coat, Rhythm Nation.
Wow.
Right, I look at it, and in my mind, I'm like, man, that's fake.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Bootleg.
fake.
That's a bootleg coat.
Because a side note, because up to that point, we were doing so many shows all over the Bay.
Yeah.
There was so many people just blowing smoke up our.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And just saying this and that, and of course nobody will come through. But anyways,
So yeah, one thing led to another, and he was saying that I work in the industry as a choreographer. I do this, I do that. At that time, like my brother was saying, everybody was talking big.
Yeah.
At that time, so he was like, yeah. So he was like, mind if we exchange numbers? That's before cell phones.
Yeah.
It's like we gave him the house phone.
landlines, y'all, landlines.
At one point in time. So yeah, man. So we hooked up. Summer came.
Yeah, summer
And
came. Tone was like 8th grade, going into 9th, and I was, I think,
Wow.
I was 10th going to 11th.
We're
Okay?
talking about like high school days.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Like totally high school days.
Yeah.
So, getting to the summer, and out of nowhere, man, he calls. I was like, hey, so I got this gig. Want to know if you could just pick 2 people to come down. It's for Tevin Campbell. You're going to go dance with Tevin Campbell
Wow.
and do Star Search.
Yeah.
Before American Life.
And so, mind you,
Original.
it was still like weird to us. We were like, wait,
Well, you're still calling bullshit at this point.
we're still
Yeah,
calling
yeah.
bullshit
look,
at this
all
point.
these dudes don't blow smoke up our ass.
You already know.
Let's see what he saw. Hey, Tom, he's talking about Tevin Campbell.
Yeah.
But then it becomes reality.
So, and then I was like, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. And then this is what was crazy. Well, okay, I need to talk to your mother.
Yeah.
And I need to tell her what's up and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. So I just passed the phone to my mom. I was like,
Yeah.
Mom, this guy wants to talk. I think this is a job to go dance. And my mom, full Samoan, was like, don't even know what the hell is going on. She's like, yes. Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just pass it over. It's like, all right, so I'm going to send the names and send you guys a FedEx.
Yeah.
Some plane tickets to y'all.
Wow.
Back in those days.
Yeah, you couldn't get the one on the virtual
We
one.
didn't even know what the hell FedEx was.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is FedEx? All we knew was mail, right?
Yeah.
So obviously I picked my brother, and there was another brother from the crew that we got was Super Dave,
Wow.
and we sent our names. Still to this day, I'm like, whatever. I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Bro. About a couple days went by. Came home. Sister was like, hey, you got some mail? I was like, in my mind, I was like, mail? When was the
It's starting to become real now.
It was like, man, because you're young.
Yeah.
It's like, you really don't get mail.
Exactly.
Like you just call. Man, I opened it up. I looked at it, was a FedEx package. I was like, what the
Yeah.
FedEx, right? Open it up. 3 plane tickets.
Wow.
Bro, this guy wasn't bullshit. And I was like, I'm with the Tom. I was like, Tom, look. It's like, we're going.
Yeah, we really gonna go.
We going
yeah.
to L.A.
Yeah.
And of course, Mom still didn't believe until we packed our bags and we showed her. It's like, Mom,
Ooh, she's like, it's real.
you have to take us to. And this is bad. I mean, listen to me. Our mother trusted
Yeah.
this stranger,
That's huge.
right?
Because if that doesn't happen, this
at
doesn't
all,
happen.
like,
Never happened.
Yeah.
We weren't chaperoned
Yeah.
or nothing, man. It was like, it was just like, okay, wait, tickets. My mom looked at us like, huh?
Yeah.
Take it to the airport. Like, what? And we told her, we go. Look, with our Samoan families, I was, we're gonna go make some
some
money.
money.
Coop it,
Yeah, yeah.
and come back, and we're gonna help you out, Mom. And she was like,
That was the magic word.
that was the magic
Yeah.
word.
That let us escape the house.
That verbiage had to be in there because
It had to.
us as kids, we know how to talk to our parents and
Of
kind of get
course.
what we need.
Of course.
And once you get that money and oh yeah, you making money, you're gonna do that.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So she took us to the airport, and as we got closer to the airport, she started tearing up.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, my little boy's about to leave to go dance for who?
Yeah.
It's still not computing.
clicking, yeah.
Still not clicking. And so, she dropped us off, gave her a big hug. She cried, and we just told her, don't worry, Mom,
Yeah.
we'll be back.
Yeah.
We're not leaving. We're being right back. Summertime.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, man, in our mother's life, man, just raising a big ass house, to see her boys, her two youngest,
Yeah.
the 2 youngest in the family.
Come on. That's the youngest.
Find something that meant something to them, and they were going to go do something that was in their dreams and bring back some money. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess
Help
she was
out.
like 2 and 2. A place coming from the hood.
Yeah.
Like what it is, man. So we went, and bro, this was crazy. We got picked up by. It wasn't Travis that picked us up. It was
Yeah.
another brother that picked us up. But Travis told us that someone was going to come pick us up, and when he picked us up, he took us straight to a rehearsal. And guess what that rehearsal was? Bro?
What?
Man, we walked in, bro. and it blew our minds. We started hearing Michael Jackson music. It was like, what?
You like, hold up.
Wait, hold on, man. And it was a dance studio. First time ever going to a dance studio, right? It was like, this is an actual place where you can go and practice how to dance. Anyways, kids.
Yeah.
Man, we walk in, bro. They were rehearsing the Dangerous tour.
Wow.
With Michael Jackson, bro.
Come on, man.
And we walked into it like, we looking at Travis, and we looking at Lavelle, and we right away recognized Lavelle from Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation videos, right? That whole campaign. It was like, yo, that's that guy. And then we looked at Travis again, and then we saw this other cat that was sort of playing Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He was like standing in for
standing
him.
in, he had long hair, and man, it come to find out, this was Poppin' Taco.
Wow.
Legend.
Rest in peace.
Legend. Yeah,
Bruno
just
Falcone,
that,
man. Like, he was the guy in Breaking.
Yep.
And I was like, wait, that's me and Tom.
This is
looking at each
history
other.
right here.
I was like, oh my God, that's Poppin' Taco.
And so we knew him more than everybody.
Yeah.
Because obviously growing up at street dances,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We idolized people like that. You know what I mean? So it was before YouTube. So all you can see was like a movie that they did or music video that they were in. Right? But when we saw him, we was like, yo, this shit's for real.
This is for real, man.
Right.
That's just put everything, it made everything real. That was when we finally took the veil off and was like, oh my God, we're about to do something that we've been dreaming about all this time.
Came full circle.
10,000 hours, the whole Malcolm Gladwell theory, right? 10,000 hours. All that time and dancing in the clubs, dancing in the house parties, doing shows in Oakland, Sacramento, winning talent shows, San Francisco, all this came up and equal to this moment, bro.
The moment, mind you, that might have not happened.
Exactly.
If MC Mandingo is not doing a record release party, bro.
Bam.
Come on, man. That's to just tell you kids, never not go do something that you want to go do.
Exactly.
That's right.
Because you never know what opportunity you may miss.
Yeah.
Always
that's right.
follow your dreams, man.
Come on, man.
Sometimes your gut and your heart are speaking to you. You got to know how to listen to it. You know.
And also to all your parents, you just got to trust.
Yes. Please, parents, let the kids do what they want to do because you never know
You never
what's going
know.
to come about
man.
it.
That's
And
right.
just support it.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
So you walk in, Poppin' Tacos there, legendary street dance. You guys are like, hold up. What's the next step for you guys? Like, do you guys even know what you guys are doing at this point?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. So I think at that moment, Tony and I and Super Dave, we were all just like, this is it.
Yeah.
Okay, so something clicked.
Yeah.
Something clicked in us, and we started going to, like Travis started breaking down what was about to happen.
Yeah.
We met Tevin Campbell. And we befriended each other, which was great. He was, man, amazing human being.
Shout out to Tevin Campbell, man.
Shout out, man. One love, brother. And we started rehearsals, man, and he would come pick us up, and we would go drive on to like Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And then that's when the first time we met Rashida Jones. She was working
Quincy
at Warner
Jones'
Brothers.
daughter.
Quincy
Yeah.
Jones. Yo, after a while, we got into this whole LA world, and we were like, wait, we remember that person on TV and this person.
You start seeing people that was on the screen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All these years as kids, watching all this entertainment on television, we started becoming good friends with a lot of these people through the business, through the industry. But going back to the beginning was that when we first walked into that dance rehearsal, right, for the Dangerous tour, we started realizing because, okay, we can always go back home and continue to do that.
That's right.
But we were like, at 14 and 16 years old, we realized, like my brother was saying,
13 and 15.
well, at that time.
Yeah.
13 and 15. Yeah.
Everything clicked to us. We was like, if we work hard out here, we can actually make a living off of this.
Yeah.
Well, so that was the moment.
That was
the moment.
That was the moment.
It
you guys
wasn't
said,
later.
okay,
It wasn't later. It was that
But we're
day.
talking 13 and 15 years old.
13 and 15.
We're talking about this point. You're talking about playing Pop Warner football. You guys are in a studio in LA, and that clicks.
And that
like
clicks.
it clicks at different ages for different people.
Yeah.
13 and 15, you wouldn't think that would click. But that's like, okay, we could do this if we really keep grinding or we grind.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right. So we just went into rehearsals with Tam. We just followed the lead of Travis Payne and Lavelle Smith, man. We was so inspired by these cats. I mean, these cats are our mentors, man.
Very
Shout out to
fortunate,
Travis Payne and Lavelle Smith Jr. That's our big brothers right there. The masters is what we call them.
Man.
And so we just followed their lead. They led by example. We followed by example. It was amazing. Got into rehearsals with Tevin Campbell, and then we started, and simultaneously we started working on this whole Star Search thing.
Yeah.
That was like That was something that was like, okay, Star Search. You know, we was
Ed McMahon.
It was the American. It was the American Idol before American Idol.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
4 stars, 3 stars.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
We watched that at the house.
So we rehearsed. We did the show with Tevin, which was in Baltimore. First time ever leaving California.
Wow.
Man, going to Baltimore, right? And aside from Samoan, by the way. So went to Baltimore, did the show, came back, got into rehearsals for Star Search. Star Search at that time was being filmed at Disney World in Florida.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So after we got through rehearsing that, then we flew there to do that. And then mind you, again, just one of those surreal moments. Like, wait, we at Epcot Center? Like Disney, like just two kids from the hood.
Exactly.
Man. Just like never ever seeing ourselves in Disney World. But anyways, we
And
went
now you
there.
over there at Epcot Center, and now you guys are getting cut a check too.
Okay,
Exactly.
so okay, this was funny. This is the funny thing about it. So we went there, and then everybody they have like this sort of preliminary process where they look at all the talent that's about to be on the show. So when it was our turn to go, mind you, our style is street.
Yeah.
Like we freestylers and we make up routines and all that stuff, right? So we did that, and we were dancing to like street music. You know what I'm saying? Like hot music, house, whatever.
This is the first time
Bro.
they ever experienced anything like that on
Wow.
Star Search.
This was funny, bro. They replaced us.
So y'all didn't make the cut?
We didn't.
We didn't make the cut. They hated on us, man.
They hated that, and at that time, if you looked at Star Search, the dancer that was on it was, it was highline jazz, man. It was, a hard, really still street jazz.
Yeah,
It was
right?
polar opposite from what we was doing.
Polar opposite of what we were doing, man. Like, and mind you, in the industry,
Yeah.
although street was prevalent from the '80s, it still wasn't as.
It was still kind of
prevalent.
underground.
It was still kind of
It
underground.
didn't catch on yet.
Yeah,
exactly.
it didn't go commercial.
Yeah.
And
No.
we were there at the precipice when the industry started to turn.
So when is the
Yeah.
forefront?
When street jazz was kind of like fading out, the Paula Abduls and all that type of style of the videos back in those days, and then in comes the hip hop street dance era, and we were on the precipice of that. Man. Yeah, like
and we're talking about at that time, you guys are 14, 16, 13, 15, and do you guys take that one that you guys didn't make Star Search as a deterrent for say, okay, let's go back to Richmond and just do what we do? Or do you guys kind of use that as kind of like
We use it as fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we love
Damn right.
competition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So coming, from a sports background, playing football at a young age, we knew it was like, okay, if y'all gonna do that, you'll see us again.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
You're gonna see us again. We're gonna
right.
cross roads, and we ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Not on Star Search, but a lot of those guys that replaced us,
Yeah, now they're resources.
they ended up in the business.
Yes.
That's right.
So we crossed paths and we over here killing it.
Yeah.
Right? They look at us, they were like, I remember you guys.
Exactly.
They were like, from where? Star
Oh,
Search. I was like, wait, y'all was like, yeah, we're the ones who replaced you guys.
Yeah.
It was like, but you guys are the shit there.
Yeah.
So they come in to audition for us.
Wow.
So the tables are turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a crazy story, man, but we definitely use it as fuel. We came back to the industry and we was like, okay, Rich, you ready to do this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So and we just started going out and motherfuckers was like, yo, who are y'all?
Exactly.
Mind you, after that was done, it was summer,
Mm-hmm.
and right when that gig was done, by that time we were all ready to go back home.
Yeah.
Our moms was missing us, pops, everybody. So, and of course, we
Homesick.
had to go back to school.
Yeah, exactly.
So we came back home, and let me tell you how it just how your vision just changes when you've done something that you've grown from.
Yeah.
Man, we went back to Richmond, man. Everything started looking small to us. We was like, oh, okay.
Because you experienced something a little bit bigger than Richmond at that point.
Yeah.
Bam.
You guys are at Epcot. You guys are flying to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not just Richmond anymore.
No, it's
There's
not
other
just,
things
There's a whole nother
outside of
side
Richmond.
to it. Yep.
Exactly. And like I would say, it sort of evolved our sight and our and our minds,
Yeah.
man. So we came back with a whole different feel. We brought back a lot of the stuff that we learned to our dance crew.
Yeah.
And other brothers that we were friends with, right, to a degree. Just just talking just talking different. About another year go by, I graduate. Tone is about to be a junior.
Yep.
Okay.
Right? We stayed in contact with Travis.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really good relationship over the years. that brother calls us back right when I graduate, man. I remember there was a lot of stress going on in my life at the time.
Once you graduate high school, you're like, what the hell am I going to do?
Like, mom wanted me to go to college. I didn't want to go to college.
Yeah.
It was all kind of stuff. I was thinking about a trade. Or do I go to college? Whatever. Tone still had school to go to.
The fork in the road.
All this stuff, man. It was a lot of stuff happening, man, and it was a lot of stress as a young teenager, right? So out of nowhere, this call comes, and it's Travis. Travis calls like, hey, blah, blah, blah. What are you doing, man? Hey, catch up, whatever. And then out of nowhere, he was like, so would you and your brother like to go on tour with Diana Ross?
Wow.
I was like, hell motherfucking yeah.
Hold up. You got the call to go on tour with Dirty Diana.
Dirty Diana.
We're talking about Diana Ross. So you graduate in high school. That's like sign.
Bro.
God's timing.
That was like the big sign. And to go on the road with come on,
Queen.
The royalty, man, like Diana Ross, man. You know what I'm saying? Motown royalty right there, right? So we said yes. He sent the tickets. We flew down to LA, got into the rehearsal process. This is when we got into that whole LA cycle of the dance world, right? Met some really amazing people as dancers. And then, man, we went on tour with Diana Ross, man. Went all over the United States of America.
That's crazy, bro.
Spent 2.5 months in Japan.
That was our first time in a foreign country.
That's when didn't we meet Kanishki then, or was it Michael?
It was during Michael.
Right?
Yeah.
So, man, we went out there. It was out 2.5 months, man, in a whole different country.
We're talking fresh out of high school.
I was
homeschooling at that time, but. Shouts out to Travis again because he was the one. He was our guardian.
Yeah,
because we were obviously too young.
Exactly. He was the one that was taking care of y'all.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Total stranger.
Yeah, man, mind you, because Mama's like, "Who's this Travis guy?"
Right.
I like this guy.
But you guys are going on tour. You're in Japan. Like, well, how was that first time being out of the country?
Oh my God. Man, at that time, I think I saw Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, I saw Blade Runner. I remember how Blade Runner was shot in Japan, right? And I remember how futuristic it looked. Man, we went there. It was like, yo, bro, this is the future. Like, we in the future. Tokyo, man. Tokyo was.
Riding bullet trains for the first time. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy.
But you guys are not only out of the country, you out of the country with Diana Ross on tour.
Diana Ross, bro.
Come on, man. And so you guys are just the dancers at that point.
Yep.
And you guys are just taking, somebody else's choreographer. Choreographer for that.
Exactly. And just by the grace of being blessed and lucky and humble, right, is we were also sort of like assistant choreographers to Lavelle Smith and Travis Payne. Like, all at the same time, they were mentoring us.
Yeah.
What was a great sort of reciprocation is that we were also, again, on the precipice of the industry changing. They saw the street vibe coming in. So we had a nice, fresh little street vibe coming in. And
because
so
you guys are kids from Richmond. They're taking from you guys just like you were taking from them.
Exactly.
It's like iron sharper than iron. You know what I mean?
That's what it was.
So, and that's because you guys are coming in at that point. You guys are still young kids.
Yep.
You guys are on Diana Ross. You guys got these predominant choreographers that brought you guys on. You guys are just vibing off each other.
Yep.
So that obviously shows in the stage shows with Diana Ross.
That's right.
And now it's because the street dances started to come back up.
Exactly.
Damn, man, you're good at this.
Yeah. And also, a credit to like the way we got introduced to Travis.
Yeah.
Because he saw us freestyling.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it clicked in his mind that, these guys are creative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just didn't come through an audition.
Yeah.
Where dancers are being taught.
Mind you didn't even know that he was there watching you guys.
They didn't know. Not even
you guys are just doing what you do.
We do what we love to do.
Exactly. And to see that organically as somebody in his position, to be like, these guys don't even know I'm about to come up and change their lives forever.
Yeah, that's real.
But, long story short, that's sort of like where the trust came in is that when we started working on the Diana Ross tour, they will give us sections to be like, do whatever right here.
Yeah, let's see what you can do with this part. Yeah.
This part. And we'll be like, okay, you give us free range to be creative. Okay, and then they started taking notice to that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, these guys they have a knack for putting things together.
Yeah.
Right, and then obviously being mentored by these two, we started understanding there was a whole skill set and method on how you put stage shows together.
That's right.
Wow.
So we were learning this when we were kids.
You're soaking it up as you guys are going along.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like hands-on training.
Yeah.
And
you guys are there for it.
Yeah.
Because you guys didn't shy away from the task that you were given either.
Not at all.
He was like, all right, let's see what you guys can do with this. Probably just thinking, let's see what they can do.
That's
and
right.
you guys took that opportunity and ran with it.
That's right.
with it.
Because
That's
that right there, he's seeing, okay, now they know how to take direction. Now that they're not just some kids that just freestyling some shit. They're doing what they do.
That's right.
Now you guys will say, this is your time to shine.
That's right.
Once you do that, that's going to take you on to because now your word of mouth is going around.
That's
now
right.
he's telling this person, oh, I got these 2 kids from the Bay.
Yep.
Come on, man.
And so this was crazy. This was like 95, right?
Yeah.
And so at the same time, so you know, when you go on tour, you go out for like stints, right? You go 2 months here,
Yeah.
3 months here. So we had this time in between, and we was down in LA. So we would go back and forth from the Bay to LA. We would meet up at Club
Yep.
Dread.
Yep, Club Dread.
back in the Shout out to Club Dread.
Shout out, man, all the San Francisco clubs because we seen y'all. It was on.
Rasta Sam, Big Philo, the cousin.
Yeah,
What's
hell
up, baby? What's called it? And so in these pockets, you know, LaBelle Smith and Travis Payne, they had all these other gigs.
Yeah.
Right? One gig that they were prepping for was the 1995 Video Music Awards.
Wow.
Right?
The VMAs.
And who was opening up and who was their client was Michael Jackson.
Come on, man.
And this and
Come on.
And so they were talking about it in front of us.
Yeah.
And us just we were just like, look, man, we on tour, we're down the road, we get money.
Yeah.
And we would do all these little small shows. Like we did Soul Train Awards and all this other stuff, right? Back in those days.
Hold up, Rich. Don't just throw little shows like we know Little Soul Train. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Dance with TLC
Yeah.
and In Vogue.
So you
and-
guys are in the shit.
We in-
you're
we
talking
in
about
it now.
You dancing. You just said little In Vogue. see, be a little modest. You
Shout
was
out.
doing Soul Train Awards, but you guys were with these artists that are legends now.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean? So you guys are getting your feet wet because you guys didn't even. This is before the Michael Jackson thing.
That's right.
Before.
This is way before,
Yeah.
man. Like we're and mind you, it's like this short little time between 95 and like about 97, 98, 98.
Yeah.
98. But that short little time, like it was down to Ross, and then out of nowhere, you know, LaBelle Smith, Travis Payne was like, how would you guys like to dance with Michael Jackson at the VMA Awards? We was like,
Come on, man. Come on, because we're talking about, it's not just something you say, oh, look, how you want to dance with Michael. We're fans at this time.
Yeah.
You know, we were just talking about the other, we're fans of Michael Jackson, and this is the epitome, King of Pop. And you guys have this opportunity of a lifetime where he's just saying, look, how would you guys like to do the VMAs with Mr. MJ, Michael Jackson himself? That had to floor you at that point.
I mean, at that time, man, look, we were taking everything as in stride, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every opportunity, we just made sure that we went above and beyond.
Yeah.
But when we got that call, we were like, okay, you can't go any bigger than
No,
this.
that's a game changer.
There's people that fly in from overseas to live in Los Angeles to go after their dreams, and at the top of their list is to work with the King of Pop.
Come on,
right.
man.
And
right.
we get how we get it is through hard work
Yeah.
and just showing these guys from other gigs that we can handle the weight too.
Yes.
But we're not like, you know, we'll audition too. They just was like, gave us the invitation, was like, they knew that we were ready.
Yeah.
But obviously, working up to MJ, they knew that we had to put in time.
Yeah.
Right. To
Because
get to that level.
Because you're putting, like you're talking about Soul Train Awards, you're doing the TLCs and stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys are prepping yourself for a moment that you guys didn't even really know was going to happen. But it's
Had
the
no
top of the list
idea.
of and then your
Everybody.
profession. That's the one. So you guys get there. Like, does that kind of tell you guys, okay, are we ready for this? At that point, you were knowing your own talent that you're ready for this.
that's right.
And when you get that call and say, okay, Rich, let's go do what we do. You obviously did what you do because this is the part of the story that gets good.
Yes.
That's right.
VMAs
That's right.
happen. Well, what's the next step?
Yo, man, so just really, really fast, like, we go to New York to start rehearsing for the VMAs. All of us is just like, oh my God, I could not believe that we're getting ready to dance with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And of course, all of us was waiting
For the
Michael,
moment.
for
Yeah.
Michael to come in. That first time Michael came in was, man, it felt like a dream. All of us was suspended. Like, we couldn't move. Eyes was just moving.
Come on.
This brother walks in. It was a countdown for him
Yeah.
to walk in, by the way. Like, his security guard, your security guard came and said, Michael's 60 minutes away. 15 minutes goodbye. Michael's 45 minutes away.
Making the announcement.
Just letting us know. It's like,
You're like, hey, Tony, like 5 minutes away, bro.
You better get your shit together.
You like, oh shit, Michael about to come in here.
Oh,
And all of us had to dress in black just
Yeah.
to make sure that we all was like in sync or whatever, right? Man, that brother walked in, man. It was, you know the start of Smooth Criminal video
Yeah.
when the door opens and it's light and wind.
The aura, yeah, the whole
That's
thing.
what it
came
felt
through.
like when the door opened. It just felt like Michael had this light and it was
Wow.
wind. It was like,
Like, oh, damn, who was that?
Michael Jackson. And you know what I
Michael
mean?
Jackson is here. Yeah.
So he comes in and he's all just humble and just, you know, whatever. He's like, has this little hunch and she's like, hi, you know,
Yeah.
everybody. And he's talking. And then when he's ready, when he's getting ready, he starts to do his little stretches, all this and all that. And then out of nowhere, he goes from here to here. Just his posture just gets straight. And he's like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
When
Wow.
that music turns on, bro. Let me tell you something, man. That when he goes from 0 to 100 in a second.
It just went.
Bro, it was like he was on stage.
How do you not get lost in that moment, though?
Brother.
Oh,
How did you not
you
get
missed the
lost in
part.
that?
You missed the part where everybody before he came in,
Yeah.
everybody was, you know, in their little corners, you know what I'm saying, talking, chatting it up. You know, me and Rich was like, man, fuck this shit, man. I'm be in the mirror working on my
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then next thing you know, when he comes in, everybody's all fucking up. They hats all to backwards, motherfucking shit flying off. You be like, see, that's why you need to be prepared.
Exactly.
Y'all fucking up. Like, I got
Gotta
my
be
shit
prepared.
together.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, see? Nah, man.
Yeah, like it just like when I say he went from 0 to a 100 in a second,
Yeah.
he was singing louder. You know when someone is like from another planet. When he sung louder. He was louder than the PA system.
Yeah.
And when he danced, you felt the vibration from his feet when you were dancing,
Man.
bro. And then out of nowhere, because the choreographers prepped us on this too. It's like, you better be on your shit because Michael will turn around and look at you and just stare at you and be like, are you on your shit?
Yeah.
So of course he did it.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, he's like, man, he's singing, whoa, blah, 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 blah. He's like gliding. Next thing you know, he does a spin and turn around and stops and looks at us dancers. It's like,
Yeah. Huh. Y'all ready for
show,
this?
yeah.
Yeah.
does one of these and he just spins again, goes, oh, and goes right back into the fucking song, dance as if he didn't fuck up.
And didn't miss a beat.
Didn't miss a fucking
Come on,
beat.
man.
He was famous for that.
Yeah.
He was famous for making sure that the team that he got was the right team.
Come on.
But he didn't come to you, you know, face to face
Yeah.
and ask you, like, you know, are you ready for this? He did it through performance.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he did these moments where he would spin and then actually stop in front of you and actually look at you
Yeah.
Bro.
and see if you got your shit together. And then he would spin out of it
Wow.
to go back into performance
How intimidating was
Come
that?
without
on.
missing a beat.
That's
And
not
it's
even
just like,
intimidating.
wow.
We're talking about, we've seen videos of him having grown women crying just to be in his presence.
that same
You
dude.
talking about him doing a spin and looking at you like, what you got? That's Michael Jackson.
Man.
You like, cause look, you guys are better than me. Cause I'd have been like this. You ready? No, absolutely not.
I'm gonna go
can't do this,
grab
Mike.
my things. Peace.
So quickly, we I'm gonna fast forward to
Yeah.
us at Radio City Music Hall, the VMA Awards. He opens up the show.
Yeah.
Right. First time MTV is showing this worldwide.
Wow.
Broadcast.
Yeah.
You know who they call?
Yeah.
They call the man.
Come on.
Michael and TV. That's what MTV
Man.
is. You heard what I said. MTV. Michael TV.
Michael
homie.
TV.
And what's crazy about that is, Tony and I love telling the story, is we were rehearsing
Yeah.
upstairs with the Rockets, the Rockettes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The rehearsal
Radio
room.
City Music Hall.
Yeah.
We were rehearsing in that room up until we were getting ready to go on. All of us in our outfits, we going over the routine. Michael's there, he's going over. We all sweating.
Yeah.
All sweating. It gets down to about maybe a couple minutes and we get ready to walk down. Man, Michael over there, he takes off his shirt, he gets a fresh coat, everything hat, boom, boom. Let's go, man. We just look at him like,
You soaking it up. You soaking it up. Yeah.
God, man. And then we literally walk from that dance room
Yeah.
down to the stage. We
Go
all
time.
get Michael walks on stage. He has his handlers there, making sure everything is right. He's just there, just like we just watching him, like, yo, the GOAT is about to get ready.
It's about to go down. It's about to go down.
The greatest of all time.
Come
is on
on.
stage, and we just look at him like,
Yeah.
God, and it felt like slow motion. Everything was slow, but he was in real time.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Come on, man.
And
We're
then-
talking about the VMAs, Radio City Music Hall, Michael Jackson. You guys are on stage with this. When was the first interaction with Mike to kind of just say, because at this point, he's just kind of telling people, do this and that.
Yeah.
When was the first interaction with him to get sit down and say, okay, we can do some shit with Mike?
Would it be Ghost?
I think it was, the short film Ghost was
Yeah.
when we actually started communicating with him.
Yeah.
He started opening up.
Yeah.
But that was when he started asking, and he started recognizing, like, oh, okay, you guys are brothers.
Yeah.
It's like, I recognize that because I have siblings too.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys know them.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, Mike, and we follow you guys from the Jackson 5 all the way to your solo career. But I think he also took a liking to us just because we just treated him real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coming from the hood, it's like,
exactly.
Nothing surprises us.
Yeah.
But a person of that magnitude, you just got to give it up and give him all the respect because he's done so much, not only for the world, but he also done. You got to realize that if it wasn't for him, he created an opportunity for dancers to make a living. Man. Because if you really think about it, Thriller before that, there wasn't no artist that had 15 to 20 dancers in the back moving in synchronicity.
Exactly, like a whole dance ensemble. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So after that, the whole dance community exploded. In the industry. So we're very thankful for that because he was the one that recognized that, right? But with that being said, I think he also took a liking to us because we were street dancers too as well. Yeah. And he had a lot of respect for the street dancers because obviously he looked up to Electric Boogaloo,
the Lockers,
all of them, which we're good friends with, right? So we had a lot of these stories going back and forth talking about old school dance. Yeah. So right there, we had connection with him. Yeah. Right. So a lot of the times that we will talk, it will always be about either family or just dance. Yeah. And I think Ghost was the first time that he actually opened up to us and had real conversation back and forth.
And Ghost was like the first time I would say that Tone and I had an official like assistant choreography credit.
Oh wow! So that was the first credit. That was my next question.
Under Lavelle Smith and Travis Payne, man. It's like that's because we were heavy in the preliminary process of coming up with movement, and all that, and so man, it was that was amazing. And shout out to Courtney Miller too. My bad, Courtney Miller.
Speaking of the movement, like you're responsible for that. How does it? I mean, I'm not say. How does it feel when you see your movement that you're kind of saying, okay, look, Mike, do this. And to have Mike do that.
Okay, really quick, man. Our first big.
It's intimidating.
I was about to say.
Our first big gig as far as official choreographers with Michael Jackson was "You Rock My World."
Wow.
Video, right? And
legendary right there too.
Just to answer that question, man, like to sit back and create something, right? We create something, and to see the king exhibit your movement.
Come on.
Like it's just one of those moments you just don't like what? Yeah. It's unexplainable.
Come on, Rock My World was one of them videos too.
Yeah, man. It was a great experience. I tell you, the day that he came in to watch our work, we exhibited on dancers without him being in it. Got it. Right? Just so he can be like, okay, make his notes and all. Yeah. So he comes in. So it was at a soundstage studio in Burbank. And he walks in with the director, Paul Hunter. So we all sit down. We had the dancers. We press play. Yeah. They do the routine. We're standing right behind him, and we're like nervous, sweating, like
as he's watching. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, man, I think we're gonna get fired, man. I don't think we did good enough, man. Yeah. And then they perform the number, and he looks back at us. It was like, I love it.
Bro. Wow,
bro.
Man, I must have fainted.
Yeah. Come on. We talk about Michael Jackson. I don't think you guys understand the severity of this thing. Oh, man. We talking about Michael Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what's great because and so like that was 2001.
Yeah.
Right? Yep, 2001. We started with him in 95. So this was like 5-6 years later. We went on, and and through that 5-6 years, we're talking about promo tours, the history tour that we danced on, his last official tour. Yeah. And all this other stuff, the 30th anniversary, all this stuff that we did. And then we did that. And he remembered us. Yeah. And he was like, oh, hey, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, my God.
The brothers.
Yes, the brothers. Yeah. The twins, yes.
He came straight up and hugged us, like gave us a big bear hug.
That was like big.
It's like the brothers. Cool. And then he always remembered Tone because Tone played the gesture in the Ghost.
Short film.
Short film Ghost. And he's like, oh, yeah, the Jesters, yes, Tone, yes. And man, bro. And in rehearsals with him, man, it would just be me, him, and Tone. And sometimes like we'll just be in rehearsal for like 8 hours, and out of the 8 hours, we'll just dance for an hour, and the other 6 to 7, would be us just talking.
Man, that's crazy.
And like, man, he broke down a lot of stuff to us, man. It was great.
He got real personal with us.
Yeah.
It was like
man.
the first time he ever had privacy with us.
Wow.
Because it was always around other people and all this stuff or on set. But this was like the first time he just really just wanted to chop it up with us.
And try to get to know y'all a little better.
Yeah, man.
On a human level.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful, man. And let me tell you something, man. What I think the main thing that I got out of that big time was that Michael is not only a human, but he's on this high level of thinking, man. He's like a bit of a philosopher, an intellectual, because how he was talking about not only art, dance, music, but like universe, the world, people, geography.
Just all his insight in general.
Oh my goodness, man. He was
And it
just
was
like,
just so natural.
Yeah.
yes.
So natural.
Like, he could be a professor,
Yeah.
bro. Like straight up. Like, without even having to get the credentials. Like, that's how bad of a motherfucker he is, man. Excuse me. That's how bad of a man he is, right?
But we're talking about from Jackson 5. He's been doing this since birth. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not just something that just happened overnight for him as well.
That's right.
We're talking about he went from Jackson 5 to his solo careers up into being the king of pop. That's
right.
Where you guys have this opportunity, all that history and all the things you're talking about of his insight, he's been through it all.
He saw it.
Yeah.
He's experienced, he's observed. He's been a fly on the wall. He's actually led most of the time of his life, and to be able to sit back and have these conversations with him, and just Tone and I are just like, oh my God, I can't believe this right now. Like it was on. Like sometimes it felt like we was talking to Bruce Lee, because you know how Bruce Lee is so philosophical when he talks. Pour water into a pot, it becomes a pot. Like if
he made you think.
Man, Michael said some stuff to us. Like one thing I would say that was really great about it is like we were just so amazed. Like Mike, man, like, where does it come from? Like, how do you write these songs? How do you do this? How do you dance so effortlessly and all that? You just say like, one thing I would remember him says, I'm just a conduit.
Wow.
I'm just, you got to be open enough where it's out there.
Yeah.
It comes and it happens to come through you, and you just have to wait until that time comes to be cognizant of it. He said that to us, man. Of course, it flew over our head to a degree, and at the same time, it made sense as years go by.
When you get older,
you understand it
really
more.
It starts to make sense.
Exactly. Man, bro, like this dude, this king, was a beyonder.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, tell us about the Super Bowl.
Well, man,
The Super Bowl performance you guys had, that's when everyone was like, oh, look at Rich and Tone. Like us back in the Bay Area, when we seen you guys on these tours and stuff like that was always like the hey, those are the boys.
Yeah.
Because it was the long hair, it was the tattoos. Like, did he ever say anything about the Samoan culture for you guys?
I just know that he was okay. One thing, this was funny. When he saw our tattoos, he looked at it right at first. He was like, "So that's going to be there forever?"
It's like, yeah, Mike.
You're like, yeah, Mike, this don't come off.
Yeah,
Malo conduit.
yeah, it just came through me, but it never left.
So you guys are still like, yeah, Mike, these don't come off. Okay, so Mike was up on the polytats.
But he was up. I mean, you look, and just to give it up to the OGs.
Yeah.
From Poppin' Pete to Poppin' Taco, you also had Skeeter Rabbit, rest in peace. But you also had Jack and Charlie, who was a part of that whole Hisataki.
Yeah.
Shout out Jack and Charlie, man.
Jack and Charlie.
Also Donald too.
And Donald Pop. Yep. Donald Pop, that's right, a.k.a. Cobra, a.k.a. Booyah Tribe.
Yeah, they was over here too, man. We was talking about that whole dance. Because, Cobra could do his thing too.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Cobra was in Captain EO.
Yeah, come on. What?
Yes.
I did not
Cobra
know
was
that.
one of the dancers in Captain EO,
Wow.
bro. So, like, Tone and I weren't the first Samoans to ever dance with Michael.
Wow.
Like, Cobra, man.
Come on, Cobra was in Captain EO.
Yes,
Donald
he was.
DeVoe. Yes,
What?
he was. He was one of the. He was one.
And not through you guys' connections on a whole nother.
No, man, he was before us.
Wow.
And, that's a whole generation before us.
Yeah.
Man. Like that's again. I give a big shout out to the OGs, right? Like Michael had that sensibility to be able to not only take from the technical world, by way of art, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Michael Peters and Vince Patterson and all that. He also knew how to take in what was going on in the street.
Yeah, what was going on at the time? What was hot in the
That's
street
right,
at that
that's
time?
right.
He was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
smart when it came to that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because he wanted to implement what was hot in the street into what he was doing already.
Yep.
Because that's already like where it's his expertise where he has to adapt with the time, just like you guys as well.
That's right.
We're talking about you guys came from an era where you're talking about it was the beginning of like the street dance, but you guys are having to adapt. Like you're not just working with Michael Jackson. I remember seeing you guys with Aaliyah.
That's man, bro.
I remember. Let's talk about this story because I remember you guys were with. Tell us how that. Because you guys were already doing the Michael Jackson stuff. You guys are still working other than Mike. You guys are doing like you were talking about with the Soul Train Awards. But how did the Aaliyah connection come about?
That came by way of Fatima Robinson.
Shout out.
Who's another incredible choreographer in the industry who's been doing it a lot. Yeah. She choreographed Remember the Time.
Yeah.
With Buddha Stretch from New York.
Yeah. Shout out to the Mop Tops. Elite Force.
But so that came, we auditioned for that. So we spent a few years just getting gigs underneath Travis and Lavelle.
Got it.
We started the audition after the whole Mike era sort of kind of like died down, and then we went into we call it we came down to the
valley
because we've been on top of the mountain.
You on the mountain? I was about to say
for
you at the
so
top.
many years, and a lot of people didn't know how we looked, but they heard about us. These guys with long hair and tattoos,
twins.
Right, that's all they used to call us, right? And then when we started coming down to everybody else and started gigging on these other jobs, we did an audition for Will Smith
Grammy Awards.
It was a Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
And she was doing choreography along with this other female named Hi-Hat.
Yeah.
And that's when they first got in contact with it. It was like, oh, so y'all the brothers that work with Mike.
Because the resume's there already.
Yeah.
Already.
It's the proof is in the pudding. So it's not like you got to do too much.
So we already had this reputation in the business. It's just nobody ever saw us before.
Got it.
In person. And this was the first time everybody's like, oh, so y'all like, you guys.
Yeah.
Long hair and long hair tattoos.
Yeah.
Because we were the only dancers that had tattoos back in those days.
Yeah.
Right? And then, so we did the audition. They really loved us. They booked us. But that was when we started relationships with other choreographers.
Man.
And then that's when we started working with everybody else.
Man, shout out to Fatima and Hi-Hat for real, man.
Yeah.
Like
they've been holding it down for years.
The queens right there, straight up.
So, long story short, they were like giving us a call about, okay, I got this gig. You guys interested on doing it? And then we started getting calls every single day about working on this, working with that artist, and that's when the Aaliyah gig came around.
Yeah, man. I think the first video one of us danced in was doom doom.
Come on, man.
Doom 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 doom.
Go to YouTube because you see these videos that you guys plastered all over these videos.
Yeah, man.
We talk about the Missy Elliot's, the Aaliyah's. Come on.
That was the era of the music video.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly. That was the era. That was like the reinvention era of the music video, right? Hype Williams, Paul Hunter,
because
Mark
you guys are coming
Romanek,
from
Spike Jones.
many movies with Michael Jackson into the video era where it was popping.
Yeah.
Like, and the dance, the choreography that you guys were doing with these artists, it was like you guys are already known for the Michael Jackson stuff, but now you on MTV, you on BET, all these videos are coming about. Now it's the music video. The adaptation of you guys adapting to the times.
That's right.
And
that's
R&B was huge.
Yeah.
R&B was on that way in terms of that was pop music.
Yeah.
So everybody was into it, right? So
Yeah.
that's why music videos was such a huge thing, because obviously it was promoting their single or their album. But that's when everybody was doing music videos.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Every single body, man. And we happened to have the connection to do just about every music video to date in terms of being in the 90s.
Come on, don't just say music videos. Let's start going down the list. Because we said we did the Aaliyah one.
Yeah, we
and then
did.
you guys did the one with Missy Elliot.
Yeah, well, that
so
one
tell us what the resume
that we
is.
actually choreographed and danced in. It was me, Tone, and Fly Styles, another cat from my crew. Backstreet Boys was another big one, which was Larger Than Life, man. We went on tour with them brothers, and we actually ended up becoming choreographers and creative directors for them.
Come on, man.
Shout out to the Backstreet Boys, you know what I'm saying? That's our brothers right there. Man, Mystical, what did a video for Mystical? We did Pink.
Pink, but also, that's when No Limit was huge.
Yeah, No Limit was huge.
We did damn near every music video that they put out, because they probably had like 100 music videos at that time.
So, like, I remember doing one for Mystical. Tone did one for Pink. Let's see, who else we did? Nelly Furtado.
Yeah. Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez, who was another
man.
That's shout out to J-Lo. Jennifer Lopez, our sister.
But are these artists at this time, like, they already recognizing you? Like, J-Lo had to be like, oh no, those are the dudes.
No, most definitely.
Yeah.
Our first big thing with her was Get Right.
Yeah, wow.
We choreographed Get Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man, that was which is a big anthem for her, man. And and man, she just came in, and it felt like she was our sister, man.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like. And we just had a really great vibe with her, man.
Yeah,
we did a lot of great work with her. But yeah, Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey, Madonna. We did 5 tours for Madonna,
man.
bro. 5 tours, and we co-directed one of them, and we did the Super Bowl.
2012.
The Super Bowl that 2012 Super Bowl. We did about, as far as dancing and choreographing, we did about 3 or 4 of them. We danced in the Diana Ross one, which was 1996.
We did 4 Super Bowls.
Yep, and then
4 Super Bowls under the belt.
Yep, and then we did
one with Mike.
One with exactly, and then we did
just so many.
Man, dog, man. Yeah.
I need my agent to send my so I can actually do this properly.
See, but that's the thing, like the resume alone, like you guys adapting to each of the times, because you guys coming from when the streets of Richmond, now you kind of go, oh, J-Lo, oh, Pink.
Right.
Now you're working with the Palangis, artists like that. You got to adapt to what they want to do. But it's just crazy how you guys are still relevant in the game to this day.
Right.
Because we were just talking about the ones you guys have, the musical in New York.
In Broadway,
Tell us about that, how that came about.
Woo, man, bro. Let's talk about MJ Musical first.
Well, yeah, I mean, so how that came about was obviously through the Michael Jackson estate.
Yeah.
They were already pre-planning the Broadway show.
Got it.
And then we got a call. They were like, yo, so we're putting together a Broadway show, and I would love to see if you guys are interested on sitting down with the director, Christopher Wilden.
Yeah.
Shout out, because he just won a Tony for.
We won 4 Tonys.
Come on.
4 Tonys.
Come on.
And so he was like, yeah, so we good. We went to, it was like, just as long as you paying for the dinner. So we met up, had a dinner meeting, was great. All we did was just tell stories. He just wanted to know a little bit more about our process.
Yeah.
And how we get down in the studio, how we relate to a lot of these people. And he just loved the way we were pitching our whole story and how we get down.
Yeah.
And then literally we got the call literally the next day from the estate. It was like, they love you.
Wow.
They want you to fly to New York and start getting involved with the early beginnings of putting the Broadway show together.
MJ,
that's big shout out to Christopher Wilden for having that trust in us, man.
Yeah.
Because it was really up to him whether or not he wanted us to come in and help collaborate, and he was open to it.
Yeah.
So
he had the last say.
Yeah, he did big time, and and that turned out amazing. We all went down the road. I mean, the story that was put together by Lynn Nottage.
Yeah.
Christopher Wilden, who not only directed it but was the main choreographer overall. He trusted us with coming in with making sure that Michael Jackson's movement was respected and authenticated.
Yeah.
Derek, who was the set designer, production designer, who created a freaking amazing platform for us to even create on. Jason Michael Webb, big shout out to the just the creative team in general. Michael Balderrama, like we all came in together. And all of us had a purpose, right? Which was great. And it was a purpose that put a lot of egos to the side. Yeah. Because the biggest purpose was Michael Jackson, right? And to hold his name in honor and hold his story in honor. And not only that, hold his music in honor. Yeah. Which was, that's everything about the show, is that. And we came together, man, we created something amazing to where it won 4 Tonys, man.
Come on, man.
Best leading musical actor, which was Miles Frost, who he beat Hugh Jackman and Billy Crystal, which was like first young black male in history of
to win
Broadway
the Tony.
Crazy. 22 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Best choreography, you know what I'm saying? Which we had a lot to do with.
I was about to say,
along with Christopher Wilden and Michael Balderrama and the rest of the dance team, and then won best sound and then won best lighting.
Come on. And then we're talking about this. I remember hitting you when the premiere was going on in New York.
That's right.
And I hit Rich. I was like, bro, the brothers. I said, you guys are doing your thing.
Yep.
Because still to this day, the relevancy is still there.
That's right.
And then we talked about this last night too, of being at the Ones. How'd you guys get involved with the Ones at Mandalay Bay?
Okay, that's amazing. I'm glad you brought that up. So MJ1 was something that came together by this relationship that Michael Jackson Estate created with Cirque du Soleil.
Got it.
That first creation was MJ Immortal.
Yeah.
MJ Immortal was an actual tour that went around the world.
Oh wow!
Right, and it was a record.
I think they got an award for the longest running Cirque tour show ever.
Yeah,
of all time.
We did all these cities.
Yeah.
Obviously, Michael is known worldwide,
Yeah.
globally, right? So anywhere from China to Japan to all over
So-
Europe,
and we
South
had-
America.
and they chose us to do the PR marketing. So they flew us to all these countries before the tour went
Wow.
to the country.
So you guys were the face at that point.
Yeah.
So it was really amazing. But we were brought in at that process, mind you. That first collaboration between the estate and Cirque du Soleil was not too far off from when Mike ascended to the next
Yeah.
level. Okay, so it was really sensitive and emotional at
Yeah.
the time. So all of us, what was really great about that was a lot of people that collaborated with Mike over the years, from like tours and all that, were brought in. Greg
Came together, yeah.
Gaines, who a master keyboardist, arranger. He came in. He was Michael's MD one time
Yeah.
on Bad. Bait, the bass player, Don Boyette, guitar player John, rest in peace. A lot of musicians were brought in. We were brought in from
Yeah.
the history tour. Jamie King, who was the director of that actual show, was a dancer on the Dangerous tour.
Wow.
Like a lot of Michael Jackson's alumni family were brought in to collaborate with Cirque du Soleil,
Yeah.
as you know, who's an amazing company
Man.
with what they do. So we did that. That was a great collaboration. From there, opened up MJ1.
Yeah.
Right. So then we came back together again, and we went down the process up in cold ass Montreal. Gosh.
Canada, eh?
Our cousins up in the north, right? So that process came together because MJ and Mortar was such a successful thing. The estate and Cirque du Soleil, what was next? What
Yeah.
was next was an actual residency down here in Vegas.
Come on.
And then we went there to collaborate. It was great. And that second time around when we came back together, the vision was a lot more clear.
Yeah.
It was more crystal because, when we did the MJ Immortal, again, we were all like still mourning.
Yeah.
Mourning his passing,
Yeah.
right? And it was really great to be able to collaborate still to this day, furthering his legacy
Yeah.
and holding that man in honor. You know what I mean?
Man.
So that show right now is going on 10 years,
10
right?
10
MJ1 is
years,
going on
man.
10 years. The show is amazing. As you know, we
Come
were
on.
there last night.
When you say amazing, I was like a little kid. I was in there with Cyril Rich, with KT was in there, and it just takes you back to that time.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Very
all
nostalgic.
the music, like
Yeah.
the nostalgia in there was crazy.
That's right.
And I caught myself dancing. Just when we grew up
Yeah.
on Mike.
That's
I
right.
had the
It's in
beaded
our
shirt,
DNA.
and it
Yeah.
was just to see the music, and it pumping through the crowd
That's
like
right.
that.
That's right.
And you seen everybody from white, black, Asian, everybody. I'm talking about old, young, was in
Yeah.
there enjoying this show,
Bro.
And when I say a Vegas show, like I've been to a lot of. I went to the Jabberwocky when we went to the
That's
Jabberwocky.
right. That's right.
But this is the
Shout
first
out.
time I went. Shout out to Jabberwocky.
Shout out to the
Jabs,
Jabs, our
baby.
brothers. Yeah.
But going to see this show like that, I hit everybody after we went to the show. I said, you guys got to go watch the show. Just because as a
Appreciate that,
fan
yeah.
growing up, you guys got to watch it because you see the billboards like,
Right.
okay, that's kind of a cool. Now you
Yeah.
have all these like MJ ones that did you, but this is the actual one. This
This
is
is
the
the one,
Yeah.
bro.
So when you
This
go to
is
that
official.
one, that's the official one.
Yeah.
Not the bootleg ones. that
Not
they
the,
maybe-
no.
But tell us a little bit about the passing of Michael Jackson. How did you guys take that? Because that had to be huge for you guys, just having that relationship.
Yeah, man.
That was hard, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely emotional day, just because of all the history that we had with him
Yeah.
prior to his passing. But I mean, we were in. He was overseas. I was in Los Angeles in the editing room cutting this music video that we directed.
Yeah.
And he was doing maintenance work on the tour.
Madonna. The Madonna tour,
right?
the Sticky and Sweet.
Yeah, so we was in two different places, but when we got the news, and all I know is just when I got the news, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I thought it was all fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight up.
And I started looking up all these different sources, and then obviously it started coming back.
Yeah.
It's like, it's true. It's like, and it didn't really hit me until like late night.
Yeah.
And then when I was done with work, I was at home, then sipping on a glass of wine, and I was just like, wait a minute.
This is real.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This shit is real.
Yeah.
And I just knew I was just shedding tears, man, that whole night, man. It was hard, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this is the brother that changed our life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, no disrespect to all the other artists
Yeah.
that we work with, but we still work for him today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say that a lot to
Posthumously, yes.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was definitely emotional for me, man, on so many different levels, man, because I wouldn't be here talking to you
Absolutely.
if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You know.
I was in London, man. We were rehearsing the Sticky and Sweet tour with Madonna, and bro, man, I was in the movie theater watching Transformers. I remember this. So I was out with some of the some of the dancers and stuff, right? My phone blowing up, and I'm over I keep whatever, whatever. And then after a while, one of the guys that was sitting in front of me put his phone to my face. I was like, dude, look at this. And I looked at him. I was like, what? Nah.
Fake.
Then I went to my phone and I saw just all these messages and just phone calls. And so I'm never going to believe anything, right? Up to, at all.
Yeah.
And so who do I call? I call Tone.
Yeah.
My brother, right? I was like, bro, is this shit true or not, man? Because, man, I'm not going to watch the news. I ain't going to listen to nothing else, right? Tone was like, bro, it's true.
That's crazy.
Man, dog, I was just like, oh, man. Got in the taxi from the movies, turned the radio on.
And it's all over the radio.
It's all over
Man.
blowing, bro. Yeah. It's just like, oh, my God. And then that was further, that was the further, like, oh, man.
It started to set in.
It started to set in. Got to the hotel. I bought myself a bottle of Jack Daniels whiskey. I drank that all by myself, crying all night. You know what I'm saying? Just like I couldn't believe it. Showed up the next day to rehearsal because you got to get up and work. Of course, Madonna's there. Mm-hmm. Man, I remember, man, it was so sweet of her, man, because she knows our history with
and knows
Michael,
the relationship,
and all that. So we I walk up and she's like standing over there, and I'm just standing about 10 feet away from her. Just everything's about to start. She calls me over and just like, Richmond, come here. I was like, I came over and she just hugged me. Yeah. Man, she just hugged me. Man, I started crying, man. Yeah. And she was like, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
Because it's crazy because as a fan, I cried because I'm such a big music fan. Mm-hmm. That's right. And to have the relationship that you had and Madonna hugging you, like just kind of just consoling you at that point.
It was everything, man, because, there's three people that Tone and I look at as the trinity of pop music, right? That sort of changed space and time for the music industry. One is Prince, right, from Minnesota. Yep. Rest in peace, Prince Rogers. You know what I'm saying, Nelson. The other is Madonna, who's from Detroit, Michigan. Michigan, which is another northern state. And Michael.
Come on.
Gary, Indiana.
Come on.
Ain't it crazy that all three of them is from the northern states of America?
And that's crazy how their talent still to this day lives on.
It still lives on. Like they the ones that change space and time, right? Yeah. So like, it was just really surreal to like get that, to be consoled by one of the queen of pop,
Come
right?
on.
And she knew this is what's amazing about her is that she knew what was going on, right? And she still led. She didn't like break or anything, but I can tell she was mourning also. Yeah. So then we talked about like how can we commemorate his legacy to a degree. So we put this little piece in the show in dedication to Michael, right? Yeah. And this is what's crazy, man. When we first did it, so we had someone in the one of the dancers just like sort of like we dressed him like Mike to a degree, right? Like Michael to a degree, and then he did some moves, and then we created the scenario where Madonna would sit back with some of her dancers and she'll just be egging Mike on. As that was like the thought of the whole thing. Man, let me tell you how it worked. Man, it worked so well.
Come on.
Because everywhere we went in Europe, whenever that section would come on, and like this person that we had come up playing Mike, bro, when I tell you like thousands and thousands, the crowd, they just went wild, man. Right when they saw it was like the queen of pop and the king of pop.
Come on.
In theory, on stage, right? Yep. And it was the queen just giving it up to the king, right? And I'm just like, that was like a concept to a degree. Yeah. And everybody respected it and loved it. From Norway to Spain, to to France, to everywhere we went, bro. Every time that happened in the show, it was like the highlight of the show.
Yeah. Because it had a worldwide effect.
Yeah. Man,
and that's why I said, when I had you brothers in here, I had to ask you because that's such a big part of your life. Like you just said, Tone. I mean, you can't really go without, but now to this day, you guys are doing things still posthumously, with my MJ not being here in the physical form, you guys are still keeping the legacy alive with the estate, with the musical, with the, Mandalay Bay, and everything you guys are doing now. Because, come on, man, when you think of Michael Jackson, like, especially for us, being from the Bay and knowing that, the family was over there with MJ, that's the first thing I kind of thought of too. Like, man, when that happened, my first thing was like, man, I wonder how Rich and Tone is doing about this thing. Because, it's like a family member.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? At that point. You guys, a real family member, but as a fan, you take it as a family member passing.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It felt like the amazing uncle
Yeah.
that was always there for you just passed on and you didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
That's funny you said that. That's what it felt like, man.
That's crazy, man. But it's just good to have you guys. I always wanted to have you guys in here. When I started this podcast thing, I had my wish list. And Rich and Tone was always on the top of the list. And I was telling, some of my friends, I said, dude, watch when I get Rich and Tone, because we could sit here and do 3-4 hours on what you guys, what your career has been. Yeah. But I wanted to bring you guys in and give you your flowers, because to this day, you guys being family members, we're seeing you on the screen all the time. Like, they can look up all these videos that you guys had. And then you guys are starting to kind of pay it forward by doing these dance schools, doing stuff you guys are doing.
We also helped out cats like, Hefa Kwika.
Yeah.
Shout out to our Tongan Toko brother, man, from Utah. Another person that we also was really, it was really great to meet her and to see her flower up into what she became was Paris Goebel.
Shout out Paris,
New Zealand, man.
Yeah.
We actually worked on MJ1 together. She did a couple numbers on MJ1.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So it was really great for wow, there's 3 Samoans working on this.
Come on, man, doing it for the culture.
Yeah, big time. And she's doing her thing, man. And there's a lot of what really feels good is that Tone and I started something that we didn't know what was going to turn into.
Yeah.
And to be able to be an inspiration to not only Polynesians here on the mainland, but over back in Samoa, Australia, and New Zealand, and Hawaii, man.
Come on.
Like everywhere we go, man, when they recognize us, it's love.
Yeah.
And, and as it always should be. Because you know how it is with us.
Yeah.
We all come from the dot.
Come on.
Yeah.
A dot on the globe.
Yep.
And it should always, and that's one thing I love about our culture is that whenever we see someone that looks like us, it's always love.
Automatic.
It's always love.
Automatic.
I mean, that's
and
the way.
It doesn't matter where you from, because
It don't.
A lot of that time, when we was in Japan with Mike, man, we met up with all these homos out there. We was like, wait a minute, you live out here?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, I came out here, I work out here. That's how we met Konishiki.
Yeah.
Konishiki and
that's crazy.
And Musashi Maru.
Yep.
And these guys were like, Konishiki, as you know, he was the first Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yes.
Non-Japanese Yokozuna ever. Boy,
Sumo wrestling,
remember he was on Sports Illustrated? Like, he came to watch the show when we was on tour with Michael.
Oh, man, it's a good story.
Yeah.
And man, we was at the hotel afterwards, and one of the backup singers came up to us like, "Hey, man, somebody's looking for y'all, bro. My man, bro, he's looking for y'all, man."
He's like, because we just got through doing the show.
Yeah.
We come back to the hotel. We get the call from one of the backup singers, Kevin Dorsey.
He's like, man,
and he was like, "Hey, I think y'all need to come down."
Yeah, you might want to come see this.
Yeah, because there's a whole
somebody looking
it's
for
like
y'all.
a whole crowd down here, but they asking specifically for y'all two.
Yeah.
So we come down,
and it don't look good.
yeah, and then we come down. The whole lobby is packed, and you see flashes going on. It's like, hey, is Mike in the lobby?
Yeah.
It's like, then next thing you know, the sea of people just open up, and there's this big ass dude standing walking towards us.
Yeah.
It was like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like one of our people.
Yeah.
This is our first time meeting him.
Wow.
He was like, Rich and Tone. He's like,
What's up, brother?
and then he gives us one big bear hug. It was like, yo. And obviously he was like, oh shit, that's the sumo wrestler.
That's the dude. That's Konishiki. Yeah.
And then, we chopping it up, all these fans taking pictures and all that. And then next thing you know, we run into Wayne Nagin.
Wayne Nagin, yeah.
Who is Michael Jackson's head of security.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. And
Enough
he
respect,
was in the lobby too. He sees Konishiki because they met during the Bad Tour.
Oh, wow. So they already had a relationship.
Mike and Konishiki already knew each other.
Yeah.
They're already friends. So Wayne comes over, he was like, hey, y'all want to go see Mike? It was like, yeah. So us three, including with Wayne, we jumped in the elevator, it's a private elevator, and we go all the way up to the top floor.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, open the door, man. Mike over there just chilling with his family, and then he walked straight up to Konishiki. He was like, Konishiki. They do it, man. They do the whole thing, man.
That
I
was
was
so
like,
crazy.
we just over here witnessing.
Yeah. He flies on the wall like, holy,
Just
what's
flies
going
on the
on?
wall,
Yeah.
man.
So we over here taking pictures, and then next thing you know, we taking a picture, and then Konishiki scoops up Mike, holding him like a baby, taking pictures. I'm like,
And that photo,
crazy.
that photo exists.
Yeah.
When you come across that photo, that's the story behind the photo.
Well, see, we're going to put that up on one of the clips, too. We're going to get that photo and put it on one of the
Straight
clips.
up. And so what was really beautiful, the next day, He's like, I'm gonna come pick you up.
Yeah.
To bring you down to the stable.
That's what they. What we do.
So he came and picked us up. It was like the stable. We didn't know what it was. I'm thinking like horses and shit.
I think it's a restaurant.
You know what I mean? The stable, right? We go in
massage parlor.
and then it's the sumo stable. So where they
train.
They train.
Yeah.
And so we come in. We're like, oh my god, like future sumos, like it's like the young ones and then the older ones. And I'm obviously Konishiki, who's like. He's the top of the top.
Yeah.
So he's like, respect level wise. And then we met the masters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The sensei there.
Come on.
And it was this old Japanese short, he was a short Japanese guy. And he looked like don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was really beautiful. We saw how they trained. And then, we saw how they, like these guys were like really flexible. Like one guy was stretching he put his leg up here. He was like, wait, how he's so big. How is he able to? So it was real
flexibility,
flexibility, man. And after that, we ate with him.
And they cook for
Hold on, wait,
man.
When you say you ate with him, we're talking about eating with a sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
So what we eating?
Big pot of rice in the middle, and you have all this stuff around. It was like all kinds of meats and all.
Yeah.
That. Of course, we told him, like, bro. At that time, we was just still eating chicken. So I was like, I don't eat no beef and no pork. We might have a little bit of chicken, so we had a little chicken rice and all that. And it was great, man.
Come on, man. Because they get treated like Michael Jackson out there, too.
Oh, man.
Oh, they're huge.
They rock stars out there.
Oh, they're huge,
They're
man.
rock stars out
Rock
there.
stars, yeah. The big-time celebrities, man.
I wanted to tell the story when you guys were with Aaliyah before.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I want to be a VJ. So it was in San Francisco.
Yes.
Yeah, Frisco.
Rich and Tone are with Aaliyah, and I'm in line, trying to be a VJ on MTV. It didn't work out, but it's cool. But nonetheless, you guys are over there, doing rehearsal stuff, and I go out, Rich and Tone. So you're like, oh, come meet Aaliyah. And I'm like, oh, shit, bro. And I'm sitting in line. Everybody in line are like, oh, you know that? Oh, that's family. I get out of the line, because I'm supposed to go do my little thing. Out of line, I go with you guys in San Francisco. I think it was Fort Mason or something.
It was Fort Mason.
Go to Fort Mason, and then when you guys take me in the back, we meet Aaliyah, and I'm like, dude, I go home. I think I even said, for the hell with the VJ shit. I done met Aaliyah with Rich and Tone. We met her. You guys did your performance. I'm sitting right there, and it's on MTV, and I'm in the front row, and you guys are dancing with Aaliyah, and it's crazy how it goes from that to this.
Look at that.
And it goes full circle.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. When you say legends, we don't throw that word around lightly, because we want to give you your flowers and tell you that what you guys been doing. We've been watching for years what you guys been doing. 2 Samoan kids from Richmond, California, still relevant in the game today, posthumously through Michael Jackson, doing what you guys do, but everything that you guys see on YouTube, from the J-Lo's and the Missies.
And Chris Brown, by the way.
Chris Brown, Usher, come on.
Enough respect.
Check the
Chris Brown.
resume.
Yeah,
if you
man.
guys don't already, man, Rich and Tone, that name runs synonymous through this entertainment industry. I'm just saying, keep doing what you guys are doing, brothers. Is there anything for somebody watching the podcast, watching you guys' story, that you want to say to these kids that are in your position that you guys were when you were kids?
Man, I just want to say, just trust your gut. Always be respectful. Hold yourself in honor, and never ever forget about your parents. But follow your dreams, and make sure you follow.
And also to add to that too, as well, is do your research, man. It's very important to understand where a lot of this stuff comes from.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right? Because you can't move forward without knowing what came in the past. Right? So, whatever you want to do in life, you know what I'm saying? There's a beginning to it.
Yeah.
Right? And just understand there's a history, learn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to only make you better.
That's right.
At what you want to achieve and all your goals that you plan for yourself.
Come on.
Just do the homework, man.
Yeah.
That's
a lot
the
of
most
people,
important thing.
They're not doing the homework nowadays, guys. This generation is dependent on social media to do the homework for them.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to have you guys on the show what the hard work can pay off is. Because some people say, okay, if I got a good little viral video that can do it, nah, you're taking the elevator when you should be taking the stairs.
That's right.
Exactly.
Come on, man. But I want to thank you, brothers, Rich and Tone, my family members. But you guys are going to see this. This episode is going to go crazy, because when people realize what the story is, because we were talking the other day, you guys would really like to talk about what you guys do. I was like, nah. On the podcast, we got to talk about these accolades. We got to talk about what you guys did, because for not only for the culture, for just in humanity in its own right. What you guys did is a lot, bro. Come on, man. And we want to give you flowers in the right way and say, Usos, we're proud of you. And everybody watching this podcast know that you guys did a lot for the culture that you guys, that people don't even know that you guys did.
Man, that's respect, man.
Come on, man.
And it's an honor to be here on your podcast and to see your growth in the game, knowing from where we all come from, and just to see where you at, bro. It is an honor for us to be here, to be able to have this exchange.
Yeah.
And to further inspire the next generation.
Come on.
And we do it for our people. Samoans, we do it for our people. Our fellow Polynesian brothers and sisters also. Hawaiians, Tahitians, Tongans, Maori, all
the whole
we do
Pacific.
it. Everyone. We represent not only Samoa, but we represent the poly culture, man. So always remember that when you see us, we are y'all.
Come on, man. Artsy Brothers is here. Western Conference Podcast, Rich and Tone. See you on the next one. Peace.
Choo!